What is up, my people? Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna talk about Street Fighter, about Elena, and about the changes that are gonna come with Elena. And I think it's right around the corner, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a couple of days. Um, I feel like she's gonna get announced. I've been listening to a lot of the FGC guys like Roofamonger, Max, and other guys like that, and they are talking about um, that it could be close. Like they could announce it, and then they're gonna announce some changes, hopefully. And I want to talk about those changes, and I want to talk about the DLCs that I believe, or not necessarily believe, are gonna come up, but it's almost like I'm wishing these are the DLCs um, that are gonna be announced. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about character design. This is an original character I made, um, and so I tried to so every time I make a character, right, or I just design a character, I try to look up ideas online on Google. What would overalls look like on this type of dude or that type of dude, or construction worker, whatever, and Google gives you a bunch of images, then it gives you a bunch of different renderings from different artists, and stuff like that. But with AI, it's a little bit more simple, because you could just type your ideas down, and AI does that for you and conceptualize it for you. And it saves you time. It saves you that extra, couple of minutes, sometimes even hours of research in the beginning. And that's how I use AI. I know that it's kind of one of these things that people are like saying that it's evil, or that it's good. I'm right in the middle. I don't think it's real art. I think it's kind of funny, to be honest with you. I'm not that threatened by it at all. I could definitely tell when something is AI and when something isn't. But to me, it just takes the conceptual part of it. Like if a client tells me, you know, I want a female construction worker, how would that look like? Now I could imagine it in my brain, right, and just put it on paper, or I could do some research and go on Google and look at different female construction workers, punch in sexy female construction workers, maybe something will happen there, just to get an idea of what that would look like. Um, or I could just get an AI app, in this case, it's Wonder AI, and just put in female construction worker. Instead of going on Google and researching different types of pictures, it does that for me. It does that part for me, because I'm gonna do that anyways. That's what research is, and it gives me kind of like an idea of what that would look like. Um, but this character is pretty much what I came up with, and I got a bunch of different types of characters put together into one. I kind of wanted to go with a beanie, and the same way like cholos used to wear. I don't know if you guys seen Friday or Friday After Next, one of those two. I forgot which one it was. There's this Mexican dude on there. Um, so he's kind of, that part of him is modeled off of those, and the tattoos as well. Kind of like a gangster type. Um, but the overalls, and that's about the only thing I got from Alex from Street Fighter Third Strike. He also appeared in Street Fighter 5. But yeah, that's kind of the, and in order to mix all of those things together, you could go to AI and it'll tell you, it'll give you something similar to that. And that's what I punched in. I punched in Alex from Street Fighter Third Strike, Cholo beanie, Cholo tattoos, overalls, Timberland boots, rolled up, everything I wanted. I put it into the AI, and it gave me an idea. But then this is what I did with those ideas. This is all me, on IBS Pick, something like that. I Picks. I forgot the name of the app. I'll put it on the description. But that's pretty much that. So just wanted you guys to know. And also at the end of the video, I'm gonna make a drawing about what I'm gonna be talking about in this video. Um, I hope you guys enjoy that. But let's move on here. Elena is going to be our last season 2 DLC. And like I said before, people have been talking about it and that it's coming up soon here, and um, that it's going to bring a lot of changes, and it may even bring a lot of announcements for. Um, so this is what I'm expecting, because some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about, I don't think people have been talking about. I think the costumes, everybody's going to get, at least from season 2, they have to get their third costume in, right? And and I think I mean that's what we need. I think we need more costumes for our season 2, guys. And then maybe a couple of months from that, once the first character of season 3 is released, I feel like that's when um we're gonna get our costume fours for all of the characters that we already have, season 2 and season 1 included. So that way we'll have four different costumes for everybody, and then we'll have to worry about the skins for season 3 DLCs, which is also something that I want to talk about as well. But that's what I think. Usually when they release the last uh the last character of a season, it comes with though that season's third costume. And hopefully that's what's gonna happen here. Now with Elena, there's other things that I want to talk about when it comes to her, because I I always for some reason think that Elena in this trailer that happened a couple of months ago, actually a year ago I think, I just remember that towards the end of this trailer, Elena, if you want to see her here, she looks like she's looking at a carriage. She looks like she's looking at a baby carriage. And I know that's not a baby carriage, but the way she looks at it, it just seems like it was a baby. And of course, now looking back at it, it's obviously just a sack of, I don't know, potatoes or something. But I'm still holding on hope. And I know that sounds weird. I know it's gonna sound weird. I'm gonna lose a lot of you here, but I'm hoping it's a baby, and I'm hoping it's Akuma's baby. I'm hoping that Akuma and Elena, that time in Third Strike when everybody was like, "Oh look, Akuma's getting let somebody close," which is something Akuma doesn't do. Akuma's a bit of a loner. Not a bit. He's definitely a loner. He's a freaking demon, right? The demon, that's what they call him. But the only person who has ever gotten close to Akuma has been for a long time Elena. Elena pretty much was the only one um, who seemed to be friendly with Akuma. And maybe, who knows? Maybe who knows? Because I've always thought that Street Fighter um, has a lot of innuendos in it. It is kind of weird, but I do believe that. I seriously do believe that. And towards the end of um, when you fight Akuma, just the way Elena ends up, basically, it just hints to maybe there was something between them. And listen, I know, just looking at the video over and over again, I know that I'm wrong. Now I know that I'm wrong, because at the beginning it was just something that I just thought was there. I thought it was a baby. But I think it would be cool. It would be cool if Elena and Akuma had a child, because if you look because it doesn't, like, I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. They're gonna be like, nah, that doesn't make sense. Akuma, he's a loner, he's a demon, he would never do anything like that or whatever. Um, but the thing is, it's like, it's like this. In Street Fighter Five, Sakura was talking about babies. So it's in the mind of the directors or the people that create these characters. It's in their mind as well that these characters are getting to the age to where they should be having children, they should be having offspring, and they should be bringing forth the next generation. Like, for example, one of my favorite animes is Dragon Ball Z, right? And Dragon Ball Super and all of those um, shows, right? And in that TV show, they all have kids. They all have little mini versions of themselves. They have, Gohan is the son of Goku and Chi Chi, right? And you have Trunks, right, which is the son of Vegeta and excuse me, Bulma. So um you got Videl, you got all of these different mini versions. Even Majin Buu has a little that does looks nothing like him, but Oob is pretty much kind of like in a way the offspring of Majin Buu, if you were to name it that way. Um, and it just like that's what I think made that anime so interesting because they had a different generation, a new generation, and even Akira Toriyama. Excuse me, I'm drinking my energy drink. Akira Toriyama, may he rest in peace. Um, he wanted Gohan to replace Goku as the main character of the franchise. Because one thing you gotta understand about artists is that a lot of artists they do get bored of drawing the same thing over and over again, and they kind of wanna revamp the old guy and give him a new, kind of like a new look. And what better way to do that than to kind of scrap the old guy, which was Goku, and in this case is Ryu, and bring forth a new character that's kind of um, like Goku, but better in a way, better design and stuff like that. And and Street Fighter itself has tried to do that. Street Fighter has tried to bring in new heroes and replace Ryu and Ken as the two mains of the game. But for some reason, people don't take that very well. People don't. The thing is, people in general, they don't like change and um, they don't like their characters that they fell in love with to be replaced. They don't want they can't move on. This is why artists struggle to do other things because the people just can't move on. It's the same thing with people that create music. They get a hit and then people don't really want to listen to the new shit. They want to listen to the same old stuff that they've been listening to. But when it comes to this, I feel like Street Fighter is kind of pushing towards that. If you look at Chun Li, right, and the way she has a little mini version of herself with li-fen or li-fen, right, and Ken has Mel Masters, right? Mel Masters is the son of Ken, and he's in World Tour. You get to talk to him a little bit. He's kind of boring. He's not doing much, but you could see that could be like a little fighter type dude. Maybe they'll incorporate him into the game later, hopefully with Lei Fan and with Bosch, and if this theory that I have is not a theory, it's more of a wish than a theory. But if this happens, then Akuma would have a little version of himself. Akuma and Elena. and I feel like it would be a good idea, and I feel like if Ryu and Sakura, and I know this one's also gonna bother a lot of people because a lot of people are fans of the relationship that Ryu has with Chun Li. But the thing is, they haven't been in a relationship since they were like very young. Um, and I know this because I've been trying to study the whole Street Fighter lore and everything like that. And the last time Chun Li and Ryu have ever had anything with each other was back in Street Fighter 2, the animated series. Um, and this animated series actually takes place before I think even the first tournament that Ryu wins, because in this animated series he doesn't have his signature bandana yet. So that means this is before Ryu even gives it to him. I mean, Ken gives it to him, and so that means that this is before even the first tournament or the second Street Fighter Two. And in this series, Chun Li and Ryu did have some sort of a romantic relationship that was implied. But then after that, Chun Li explicitly says to us that they're just friends, that they're not in a relationship at all, and that they're just friends. And I have my theories as to why that is, and I think people know why, right? I don't want to get into it because it would be a whole nother story. But I'm almost positively sure that Chun Li does not like Ryu anymore, um, and that she's moved on to other things. But she does have an adoptive daughter, which is li-fen, and that would be her kind of like mini version of herself. Like I'm trying to explain to you guys. So that means that the only person that's left is Sakura, right? And Sakura and Ryu, in the beginning, their relationship was simply um, master and apprentice, right? Ryu being the master and Sakura being the apprentice. When we first saw Sakura, she was about 15, maybe 16, and Ryu was 19 or 18. Okay, so they met each other at those ages. Now, at the time, that would make somewhere they would make Sakura at the time, right? But now that would make Sakura around 20 27 maybe 27 maybe 28, and it would make Ryu 30 something or maybe 40. I'm not sure if we're counting that timeline, right? The way it's on the story, which means that she's not underage, and it's fine. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, she was too young" or whatever. The thing is, in Street Fighter Five, she did bring it up to him. She brought it up to Ryu, and he said, she pretty much said, "Hey, man, it's not all about fighting. I'm starting to be interested in maybe having a kid. Maybe you think you could maybe give me a kid." She didn't say that it explicitly like that, but that's what she meant, in my opinion. And I feel like maybe that happened. Maybe it happened off camera or something, and they didn't want to show it to the people. But I feel like maybe that happened. Um, and maybe they had a kid together, and that's what's gonna happen in Street Fighter Six. They're gonna bring that up maybe later on, or maybe that's just wishful thinking. Maybe maybe that's what it is. Um, but yeah, let's talk about DLC. And oh, by the way, that's I looked it up online. How would a female version of Akuma would look like? And this is uh, an artist made this. I forgot his name, but he did a pretty good job here. Um, but maybe it's wishful thinking. But I think since it's on here already, and it seems to be like a goal of Street Fighter to do that, I think they should go all out. I think Akuma and Elena should have a kid. It should be a girl, in my opinion. To see a female version of Akuma, I think would be pretty cool. in my opinion, because I just think that I just think that it would look good. It would be interesting to look at what that would look like. Um, and I think we already have the Chun Li, right? The mini Chun Li with the adoptive daughter of Chun Li, li-fen, right? And Sakura and Ryu, should have a kid, and I think that that would be like completing the circle to make a new generation, and maybe who knows, maybe in Street Fighter 7 it would be Street Fighter 7 the new generation or the next generation because the new generation was already on Third Strike. So maybe this could be the next generation. Who knows? It could be possible. I think it would be nice to see some character progression, and it would be something. To be honest, it would be more than I expect. Because I do know that certain characters Capcom doesn't really want to touch like that, and I understand that, but I think that it would be good, in my personal opinion. Um, I think the kid Sakura and Ryu should have a kid that has natural abilities to tap into the Dark Hado, and it would be kind of cool to see the struggle of his father Ryu trying to teach him not to fall into the traps of the Dark Hado, and maybe we got like a little Hulk type character who's like part of him wants to be educated and wants to be kind of like Gohan. Give him like Gohan vibes. You want to go to school, you want to educate yourself, you want to be good academically, but then there's another side to you that is being taken over by this demon that has tormented your family for decades. And I think that whole dynamic would be cool. But anyways, let's move on to DLCs, guys. One of the DLCs that's for sure gonna happen, I believe, and a lot of people online are saying it as well, is Vega. It's one of the leaks that supposedly was gonna come in the first season, but I feel like Capcom made some changes because they shook hands with SNK, and I feel like they rushed. That's my opinion. Terry and Mai, and that's why Terry and Mai were the first two DLCs for season two. But I feel like Vega was actually the one that was supposed to be in place of either Mai or Terry. But I feel like now that those two are out of the way, season three is definitely gonna bring Vega, and he's gonna be interesting, and maybe he'll be one of those slick characters because I think for right now we only have one, and that's Rashid. But I feel like we could have something very interesting with the gameplay when it comes to Vega. And I think his storyline's probably going to be different as well from what I hear from the leaks and stuff. But I don't want to get into that. But yeah, that's definitely going to be, in my opinion, one of the picks for season three. Another one is the gorilla, right? The psycho powered gorilla. A lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people think that that's gonna be a playable character, and maybe this is the time to happen. And maybe he'll have some grappling skills because we do need another grappler. In my opinion, we only have Lily and um, Zangief. Sorry, I kind of forgot his name there for a little bit. But if we have another gorilla, maybe he'll have some grappling abilities as well, and that'll be our third grappler. Um, and of course, the reason Blanca's here is because he's also some type of a gorilla. Like a lot of people have mentioned that Blanca looks like a gorilla. So the reason I got him here is because this could be a how can you say it? This could be a reason why they don't include the psycho powered gorilla because they already have a gorilla. They already have a gorilla type character. So I mean, cross your fingers and hope that they do bring him because I think he's a very interesting character, and whatever his name is. But let's move on here. And also, there's a little girl there, so maybe the little girl is part of her gameplay. Who knows? I think Sakura is coming back. I'm not sure if she's coming back as a DLC in the third season. I'm not sure if it's gonna be third season character, but she for sure is coming back. I'm gonna say that she's coming back in this season because it gives Ryu connection and an interest, more interest in him, and I feel like that's what they should be doing. They should be advancing every storyline, um, and that has been placed in the game. One of the most important ones is Ryu. I mean Ken. Sorry, Ed and Bison. These guys are connected to the main storyline of the game. But Ryu has kind of been left in the dust a little bit in this game because I mean, yes, he's interesting, but he's not really part of the main storyline. And I feel like Sakura could kind of give him a little bit more advancement in the storyline. And if she has the kid, even better. But anyways, Botch, I think Botch should be a DOC in the third season. If not in the third season, he should definitely be involved eventually. And that goes for every character, every new character in the game, like li-fen, Mel Masters, and Bosch. You know, they should all be part of the game. And you know, if what I want to happen happens, and all of these Akuma and Ryu have children, maybe they could be part of the game as well. Now, this is a drawing that I made. In the front, in the middle here, you got Ryu's kid, and he's like, trying to study and be academically sound or whatever. But we all know that he has that demon. Then you got Ken Mel Masters here on his left side, or his right side, our left side, and you got Lei Fan on the other side. In the back, you got Akuma's and Elena's kid. And then my character over here on the side, I just put him in there just as, just because. And I guess his lore is that he was trained by Alex. Maybe he's adopted. I don't know. I really didn't think about anything for him. I just put him in there because I needed to fill up a spot. But anyways, guys, that is my hopes for season 3 and for the future of Street Fighter 6. Probably not gonna be like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not. But it would be, I feel like it's a good idea. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.